Lie down, close your eyes, bring your hands to your chest and get comfortable again. Today we're going to be talking about who you are and who you aren't. First and foremost, you want that voice in your head. You're actually that which listens. You'd be surprised how obvious this is, but also how hard to comprehend, and how few people truly get the meaning of this and its implications. I mean, what's driven your actions, your motivations, why you do what you do? How many times has somebody said something and then that voice in your head says, "What?" And then you just parrot back exactly what it said, often to regret. Imagine if you could create a bit of distance in between it. If you start to know the ledge, comprehended that you aren't it but that which listens. The next step beyond this is that story and that sad little violin you keep playing for what happened back when. You aren't that either. You are pure consciousness, my friend. One with the prime who pre-exists, who is in, definitely isn't of, this realm. One of the greatest occult secrets in this world is that there are actually two gods. One of them is close at hand, and he's the one that runs this show. The other is you, and you are an aspect of the prime, the pre-existing one. So if you ever wondered what this dude was jealous of, it's you. You're the biggest threat. Go read the myths of Zeus and them, they'll tell you the same thing. Go look at the origin of the gods and the trickster myth, tell you the same thing. This is why one must question who is sending the prophets and who's killing them. That proves exactly what I said. So contemplate it on your own res, because I guarantee you will not find what you're seeking in any mosque, temple, church, or anything like that. You are what you are seeking. This is why the Gnostics were killed. This is what Jesus came and said. And bear in mind, like I've said, I'm not a Christian, not by anything. But I respect what the dude said and how he was kicking his lyrics, because Jeezy was a straight up G. He was not some sandal wearing pussy like they try and tell you. You know, he was literally whipping the skin off people's backs. And these were the hacks that had all the shekels that were fit to print. So he was pimping the pimps. That's boss player. That's the way the game should be played. That's who you are, my friend. It's like, I look at the world like sentient candles, like I said in the article. Some people sit there and say, oh, his wick is bigger, or she's got this kind of wax, or someone else is stressing that there's not much left on their laps. But on the other hand, if you comprehend that you are that flame, that you're eternal, that you are a beginning with no end, that's when the game changes. And that's when you see how infernal this realm truly is. Because the forces at the helm, read that story about Moses and Kadir if you don't know it yet. That'll flip your lid. Because it shows you history is written by those who are ruling the present, and what they leave out is what interests me, hence why I'm an occultist. And that's why I come and kick this knowledge directly to your soul, because your mind is theirs, it's in full control, but your soul is your own. And that's how you know the ledge, that's how you get back into the resonant frequency of things. Now, I personally don't believe in family and blood relationships or friends either, because all of them have conspired to leave me dead. Now, you could turn around and say that I'm jaded, that and this and the other, but the simple fact of the matter is, when it's your last life in this realm, you expect it to be difficult, because you're rejecting the game, and the game will, on spec, reject you too, because the last thing it wants is you waking up fools as you stroll to the exit. Doesn't want that at all. Doesn't want that at all, right? You turn around and look at the web, and you see who's doing numbers, and you see what they're preaching and what they're teaching, and it's a whole load of surface BS. Nothing practical. You know what I mean? It'll make you feel good for a hit. You'll tune back in tomorrow for another bit, but that's it. If you take 24 hours offline and just sit in a room by yourself, and every single time you hear, I'm thirsty, I wonder what's going on here. Why did she have to say that the other day? And you just keep reminding yourself that you are a state I call the witness. Read the article called How to Witness Yourself. All of these things are linked up. Do the knowledge. I'm not going to spoon feed you a damn thing. Now, once you start doing that, you'll start building a habit. It's like going to the gym. First you got to start off with the pink weights. You're not going to be sitting there bench pressing plates straight out the gate. That's not how it goes. Now once you start knowing the ledge, then you start seeing what happens in the game, right? Because people have reality tunnels, and in their own reality tunnel they need you to act how they expect, because you changing is a threat to them staying the same, and they don't want that. They don't want that. Misery and company, you know the deal, right? Do you feel lucky pumped because your cards are marked anyway and the whole deck is rigged? Now, that's why you got to learn how to be comfortable by yourself. And when I say self, I mean with a capital S, the real you. Not the thing that jibber jabbers in your head, but the state that listens, the one that's eternal, the one that's the same when you're resting in bed, walking along the street, this life or the next. That's who you are. So when I say who you aren't, it's not like I'm going to leave it at that. You go know the ledge, prove me incorrect. Tell me that what I'm saying is wrong. Or on the flip, if you feel it in your chest, tell me it's correct. And then if you find something new that I haven't seen yet, share that with me. Each one teach one, 1 + 1 can equal 11 if you want, because that's a far better rate of interest than 1 + 1 = 2, and they're keeping the rest in secret. This is why 1% of the world is rich, and the rest of you have to run the treadmill from birth to death and back again. Watch your first video where I told you what a near-death experience really is, and this is coming from someone who died and came back again, so you know I live my lyrics. Till we meet again.